I'd like to say good morning, afternoon, or evening to you, depending on when you listen to this. I am your host, Elijah Ivory, and you're now tuned in to the Mind of Ivory podcast. Let's get it started. Today's topic is about regrets, and I will be discussing the different effects that come from it. And as I will be doing each show, I will have a poem to start it off. And this poem is entitled Regrets. The regrets we have shape us and outline our steps from that point after. Do you bounce back into reality like an elastic membrane, unbothered from a draining mental chapter, or cover your pain with a smile and irregular laughter? The moment you pick a side, it's a high chance you've lost a friend or colleague that won't budge from where they stand. Because playing the middle doesn't work either when you think it can all be settled from a few gestures and shaking hands. Knowing what love actually is by really loving yourself, because the regret of losing someone has made many lose grip of their own self. And my question for you today is, what is a regret that you have, and are you fully over it? I will start with going over regrets and the different challenges from it. And so, in a relationship that's built off of more the physical and less of the mental, you may feel that if you hang in for the long haul, eventually or at some point it will change. But you see, the essential part of what glues the relationship together is chemistry, in which you should have made sure was the main priority from the first date, or if you just hung out so it would be less formal without pressure. And we all fall short of, being perfect because we're imperfect people. But, lust has a way of making you convince yourself you can change your standards to be able to have a moment of bliss. And when you wonder, is the time worth more experiencing that? Or do you notice, hey, I'm passing up where I really could be at, and the time that I could be put into other things I could be doing? A lot of times our judgment, it can really become clouded because you feel like you've done wrong, or you're not wanting to be vulnerable enough to open up. So someone trying to get closer to you will be if the situation was different. And we see in society in a lot of different ways, if people are comfortable with continuing to lie to themselves or being in their own way, dealing with significant others or jobs that don't seem to see your potential, you're just wasting your time and many opportunities that don't come easy. And so now I would like to transition over to the ones that are married. And for the ones that are married, all over there's those who wanted to not get a divorce or split the kids up, but not being free mentally, along with no longer having feelings because you feel like you married into a backup plan when the initial love you had for someone else just reverted back to their old ways and went to their first choice. And that's what, can make regret so traumatic and so influential, because they come in all different forms that we try to smile in spite of the real expression that could be shown. And it can be tough, especially if you're not able to find a way to cope with it or really be able to get out how you feel. And that's why it's really good if you feel like you need therapy, or you feel like you need the fellowship with friends and family that will be there for you. That is a great source and outreach that you should definitely look into doing. And now I want to talk about regrets that can come in the form of finances and things of those nature. And financially, when trying to have a surplus of wealth, it's really normal to try to invest in the ways that you can, that will, you hope that it will grow to be able to have something to pass down, or just as well, if you don't have kids, be able to have a good amount of equity for other things that you want to do. And the important part is just being aware within how you set up all your transactions, with putting many hours of dedicated research to be assured you're not overextended, because there's a lot of different catastrophic tragedies the world has faced that changed the trajectory of many families and individuals who wasn't set up for the dark days leading after that. And the regrets of many come from being too comfortable or not having the notion to think of worst case scenarios. Now I want to discuss religion and politics, because that is a very profound deciphering way that many of us will disassociate ourselves with those who we've known for years. And religion and politics are the apex of what controls society, and it makes you see who people are from the actions of what they believe, not just the words you hear them say. Religion is very delicate to those who have faith in what they believe, to live by the laws of what they read. But the disconnect starts to happen when you see the proclaimed followers of a doctrine become incoherent of the people, tougher to reach just by first contact. We really have to understand, we really have to get a grip where we were when we finally got to look into changing our life, and know it takes patience to see success be made. Politics are very intricate dynamic, because everyone should be treated all the same, and benefits shouldn't favor one group or community over the other. But in my personal opinion, I feel like the law can be concrete until they need to lay down new cement to pave a way out for those deemed right, regardless of evidence, but definitely by association and race. You have all these senses fighting, massive turmoil, and you have holes in leadership for both sides. And it makes people feel remorse and regret, because you don't want to do the wrong thing, but what you feel is right may cause you to negate the logical answer for one that's justified in your own right. And we have a lot we go through in our everyday lives, and it affects so much, and you don't really want to harper or just go to sleep on the things that you couldn't accomplish, or the things you did wrong, because in any event you feel a way of disdain or unsettling mind starting to appear frequently. And the best thing to do is just be upfront and open with the person you're with, or family and friends you trust to express how you feel, because the weight of the different chronicles and multiple ultimatums that you continue to give yourself will affect the success rate of your career, investments, and relationships. And so today's topic was regrets. And I hope that everyone who's listening understands that we've all done different things, whether it was small, large, in different ways. It affected where we are now in life. But every day you're able to wake up and blessed to have new life breathed into you, you can make a difference. And it's tough sometimes depending on the situation, and that's understood. So don't let no one rush you into jumping into pretending you're better when you're not. Make sure you really doing what's best for you and getting the help that you need, and also being able to help others if you can do that. And I just want to say again, I appreciate everyone who will listen and who will share what you're hearing today. Is very much appreciated. And I just want to say thank you, and everybody be blessed. This concludes the Mind of Ari podcast.